Because many times when you talk about literacy, it's reading and writing.
Literacy isn't about writing and reading. It extends to digital skills.
What are some of the opportunities that CorpsAfrica Volunteers can tap into in communities to promote literacy?
That someone can be in Nairobi, but can communicate to someone in Meru, in deep village. So it was good for these communities to see and learn. And that's what one of the things that the CorpsAfrica officers have done, to actually engage with these community members digitally.
Children learn how to manage their finances. They know where money comes from, and also embrace the aspect of donating. I think it was donate, save.
Because the world is going digital.
Yeah.
We are now having AI coming in, so we need to have
AI.
AI is taking over. So we have to get this knowledge as early as possible.
Welcome to Conversations with CorpsAfrica Volunteers. My name is Sylvia Nalubega. CorpsAfrica recruits, trains and sends young people into rural communities where they work with members to catalyze and to come up with different solutions that are addressing their local challenges. Today with me, I have a team of people that have gone through the CorpsAfrica program in Uganda and different countries, as they will tell us. So CorpsAfrica Volunteers are keen on promoting education in communities. They work with school children to ensure they enroll and also are retained in school. They also do a lot of adult learning initiatives. So we are going to learn more today as we celebrate the World Literacy Day. We are going to look at some of the initiatives and highlight some of the work that the CorpsAfrica Volunteers are doing to promote literacy, especially in rural communities. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
You can introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Joel Kadhaya and CorpsAfrica Alumnus. I served in Buiga village, that is a central region of Uganda, in PG district, Uganda. Then I extended my service in Ghana, that is in Awudome Avenue.
Awudome Avenue.
West district in the Volta region. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you very much. And I'm happy to be here.
You're welcome to Conversations with CorpsAfrica Volunteers. Right. Yes, over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Sylvia. I'm happy to be here to share my stories. You're because when I think about CorpsAfrica, it's my journey. So my names, I am Magombe Muzamiru. I have served in Buikwe district, in Blega village, in Aja sub-county. I extended my service to Kenya, and I served in Meru county.
So do you know how to speak Swahili?
Yeah, I know how to speak Swahili.
Okay.
Habari.
Muzuri.
Uko salama.
Okay. So that's what I hear. All right. Did you pick up any local language apart from Swahili?
Yeah, because Kenya is, you appreciate that diversity when you go to Kenya, because when you talk about the eastern side of Kenya, it has the Meru county, it has the Merians, called the Meru people.
Okay.
Where they speak Mugenyi, like it's a greeting when you're generalizing.
Mugenyi.
Mugenyi.
Mugenyi feels like Mugenyi in our local language.
Since we are Bantus, actually there are words that really connect to the speaking, both here in Uganda and Kenya.
So it made you serve. You were able to relate with the people.
I was able to relate.
Amazing.
But regardless of the differences, but since we are Bantu speaking people, it stood out for me.
Yes, and that was your experience in Ghana.
Oh, Ghana, it was amazing. I wanted to tell Muzami that since we are very close to Kenya, you Kiswahili wasn't really a burden, was it?
It was not a burden.
Do you know it?
Even up to now.
You know Swahili?
I try.
Even up to now.
I know how to ask for food.
Okay.
Even up to now.
Can survive.
Even up to now, when I feel like I want to confuse my family members, I just pick a phone call and speak in Kiswahili.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So these are all the skills that you picked from being an exchange volunteer with CorpsAfrica. Yeah. So today we are celebrating the World Literacy Day. And CorpsAfrica is very passionate about working with young professionals to go back in rural communities and, catalyze development. And education is key to development. So what are some of the initiatives that you have done to promote education or literacy in rural communities?
Yeah, in my case, when I was in Uganda, for us, it is a core function for us to have community meetings. And community meetings, it's not just a dialogue, but it's a literacy form of preaching to the community,
Okay.
because you're trying to bring a gap of awareness in a community, whereby these community members are made aware of what resources they have within them, which may be schools, different partners that can help them to give them certain resources. So in community meetings, we used to have what activities like community mapping.
Okay.
You see, community mapping is something that it's one of those activities actually that makes the whole crowd. For example, when you hold a meeting of maybe 100 people, I remember in Kenya, I had a meeting where people were like 120, and we had to group those people into different groups, like women and men and youth, so that they come together and they draw. You see, that sitting down and they start to draw a map of their village.
Is like literacy.
Yeah, it's literacy
Yeah.
itself, because it gives them an idea of what their community looks like. They appreciate their nature because they draw what they have as a community.
So they get and they start drawing.
So in drawing, they are learning and knowing this is our community and this is where we are located. So to me, that was also one of the things that stood out during my service in this community meeting. And also there is also speaking, where members will come and speak about an issue. For example, you give an opportunity to an old man who has stayed in a community and is not been speaking. So when they speak, they feel like, yeah, I can do it. So that one gives them that self-esteem to believe in themselves. And literacy is also not just teaching, but that esteem that, yeah, I can do it. So it gives them
it also
the confidence.
involves those life skills.
Yeah, life skills. So people can believe that, yeah, we can speak. So in those community meetings, members, the local people in the communities were able to speak out their community issues, so that we come up with possible solutions together.
Amazing. Yes, Joel.
Interesting. So, while I was in Buiga village, I closely worked with youth, and one of the few things that brought them to attend my meetings was the digital skill that I'd initiated in them.
Interesting.
Of all the things that we tried to work together, I think they loved this, and being that we live in a world that literacy isn't about writing and reading. It extends to digital skills, and them being youth, they would want to catch up with the trends. Of course, they came in large numbers. I remember that day I spoke to the local leaders to invite the youth. They came because they had tugenda kuiga computer in our local language. So we are going to learn some digital skills. So they came in large numbers. I remember that meeting, and we never had items to use, basically, but I asked 3 questions. What do we know? And what do we have? So with that, what do we know? There were 3 youth who had some idea of computer, and then the rest didn't have any idea. So a certain percentage, like 15 of them, had not done what? Gone to school. They don't know how to read and write. Now imagine how you are going to start to operate the keyboard and then the PC, since you haven't gone to school, you don't know how to read and to write. So I summed up all this to 3 people that I first worked with using my laptop given to me by CorpsAfrica. So I started because they have something. Remember, what do we have? They have some skills. They know something. So I started with them.
The 3 who had
the 3. So would be 4 on a laptop, which is a bit reasonable. 4 than being 40 people seeing how word and all those things. So I worked closely with 4. Believing in peer-to-peer
the peer-to-peer approach. That's what you used.
So when I skill up and make these people better, with time they can reach out to the other colleagues. Yes, because even with those, there are some who didn't know how to read. Those who knew but they hadn't interacted with computers before. So I first worked with these 3 plus me. So would work with them how to operate Word and how to write, and since they were literate, it would kind of help me. So one time, midway my service, I continued with one-on-one. So during some time I collide. So
they could come to your place, or you go to them with your laptop?
No, we had a place where we used to meet, and then we discuss. So after that, one day as I was moving, like one-on-one still, I was continuing with them. I meet one youth. He had worked in Kampala for some good time, and then things happened. He went back to the village, to Buiga. So apparently he was into printing.
Oh.
Yeah, and basically he had more knowledge than many kinds of printing, and he was into printing and graphics.
Okay.
So we brought him on board to kind of help them. So I had a better support system. So that shows that communities have what it takes to develop themselves.
Yeah.
Because this is someone who's in the village and he has more skills than I am in
an
IT.
urban community.
Yeah. So that's where facilitation becomes a very, very good initiative, and you going there to integrate, to look out for these people, to help them. Apparently, I'm not in touch with them, but I believe I did something.
Okay,
Yes.
but to add on what Joel has said, regards digital literacy,
Yeah.
because I remember when I was in Kenya, the Kenyan team also does it a little bit different, because when you look at the program of when you're doing project implementation, they usually call your committee members. You sit down together, you design the proposal. So in this case, imagine designing a project proposal with the community members having an access to a computer for the first time. So they get an awareness. Yeah, someone can write something using a computer. So that's a hint for the communities. Then also we used to have conduct what we call project review committee meetings, where we have the project team from the Kenyan staff actually interviewing the community members on a Google Meet.
Wow. So that's a digital.
So that's a digital world. I remember we
Digital.
used to have such meetings with the project committee and the CorpsAfrica Kenya staff.
And so it was important for them to have that
yeah,
digital literacy.
to have that they see where the world is going, that someone can be in Nairobi but can communicate to someone in Meru, in deep village. So it was good for these communities to see and learn, and that's what one of the things that the CorpsAfrica officers have done, to actually engage with these community members digitally, like you see on through Google Meets and also other digital programs that they are doing to intervene, other interventions that they're doing in the communities.
Great.
Yeah.
So what are some of those challenges, I love challenges and opportunities that especially rural communities face in terms of literacy in the digital age? What are some of those challenges or limiting factors?
So I'll give an example of my village, Blega in Uganda, where I served first. It is a community that is in between Bulele and Makindu, but it is in between, but without electricity.
Okay, so Bulega is in between.
Yeah, but
Bulele has electricity.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. And
Then
Makindu has.
Makindu has. Then for it does not have electricity. So if it was a challenge, like even if it was to charge these digital items, you had to move to the nearby village,
Makindu.
to the nearby village. So that one was one of the hindrances that even the electricity programs, they have not yet extended to these rural communities. So it is one of the challenge that people will not have access to these digital equipments and gadgets. And then the expenses of buying these equipments to install them in maybe primary schools and secondary schools is quite a bit expensive for these schools to purchase them. So I think that's one of the things that the community is facing. Yeah.
Okay.
So to add to what Muzamiru has shared, apart from those challenges that cut across electricity, lack of gadgets, I believe one thing that I also noticed, that self-belief, like they don't have it. They how can I, some of them would even fear to operate, which is understandable because they don't want to spoil the thing and it's new to them. And that was also a big challenge. The lack of how can I say it? The
awareness,
self-belief that I can operate, I can get this. Yeah. So to add to what, because we kind of had the same challenges and never wanted to repeat them. Yeah.
I remember also one of your colleagues, I think he's called Sako Godfrey. He had a project, a digital literacy project in one of the schools in Impigi.
Yeah, it was in Impigi district, in the village where he served. I think he used to carry out digital classes
Classes
in
for
secondary school.
Yeah, secondary school.
So it was one of those good initiatives because it was more of equipping the school children at an earlier stage
Yes.
with the digital knowledge, because the world is going digital.
Yeah.
We are now having AI coming in, so we need to have
AI.
is taking
Yeah,
over.
it's
So
very-
we have to get this knowledge as early as possible.
Okay.
So it was a good initiative for the schools. Yeah.
So what are some of the opportunities that CorpsAfrica volunteers can tap into in communities to promote literacy?
So-
digital literacy or anything.
In regards to that, while I was in Ghana, in Awudome Avenue, we partnered with an NGO, that is Chichang.
Chichang.
Ching Chang. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the name. So they had a curriculum over financial literacy awareness, and they had a specific age that was from primary. That is, I would say from 11 to 15.
Okay.
Yeah, 10. Why? Because they want to start that financial literacy when the children are still young. How do they manage the little finances that their parents have given them? They may not be even finances. How do they manage? Because they are food that their parents give them. Because in my community, parents used to pack food for their children to take to school. So we took them through that kind of program, that with this organization, through partnership with them, to ensure that children learn how to manage their finances, they know where money comes from, and also embrace the aspect of donating. I think it was donate, save, and yes, I think there were 4. I'm forgetting the other. So we took them through all these: donate, save, and actually, I think there were 3, the main ones. So we took them through all these things, and it was kind of enlightening to see how children kind of change the way they would do things. Someone maybe brings a bowl of banku. I love banku. It's food.
What's that food?
Banku is it's food that parents used to give their children to eat during breakfast.
Sweet potatoes,
Yeah,
cassava.
it's made out of maize flour, cassava dough, then the pen, and then it's actually good. It can make you stay for a very good time. So you see, we just took this kind of knowledge, not only in finances, because they're children, they may not have that money, but the resources, like what they had, the food, they come with snacks and things like that. So how do you manage them? So how they would eat them, and because there's a tendency of eating, then you throw away.
Yeah.
Because now you are full. You don't remember that at around 1,
You're going to
you're
become
going to become
again.
hungry. You could eat and keep it, and yes. So we took them through all these things with live examples, with what they have with them, the banku that they have, and I believe it will yield fruit. And we're also donating. So some of them started to share with those who lack. Because instead of you throwing it away, you could share it with a colleague. Hopefully, we'll create a spirit of philanthropy within at the young age.
Absolutely,
So
which is our
it was
core as
beyond.
CorpsAfrica.
It was beyond that, but the main issue was savings and how to save at a young age.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm picking from you and Muzamiru as it comes in that literacy isn't just education, but it is really being having knowledge on different aspects that you're able to have this holistic development. Yes, Muzamiru, you can share with us.
Okay, I would also add on what Joel has said. I remember when some projects that when I was in Kenya, there's a project for computer literacy that was funded. I think, was it Microsoft?
Okay.
And with one of the colleagues in Nakuru. So that project was under collaboration. So I think collaboration would be one of the reasons that why that project came into play. Then the thing of local community fundraising.
Tell us about that.
With community local fundraising, it was an amazing journey to walk. It is an amazing journey for a CorpsAfrica volunteer to walk, but it also equips you with fundraising skills. Because I remember when my first fundraising didn't turn up, it was affected by rain.
Yeah, that's true. I think I was doing
So
project.
people didn't come. So during the next time for fundraising, because they had to raise their 25% for the project. Because when you open up a CBO, it has to have that financial literacy within it.
Yeah.
So in that financial literacy, it has to have that saving part.
Yeah.
So it has to come from the community. Then during fundraisings, you realize that community members sell what they have, like auction. I don't know when the
sister
auctioning.
farmers, they sell what they have.
So they sell what they have. You have women who don't have money but will come with avocados,
cassava.
So they
have-
sell
Yeah,
it
and then
and
they
then
sell
they
and
get
then
the
they give
money.
the money to the
Interesting.
group. It is called chama. They give the money to the chama.
Chama.
In Kenya,
Okay.
it's a group. The chama is called it's a group in
Is
Kiswahili.
it auctioning? Like kind of.
No, for the group it is called chama.
Oh, the group is called Chama.
In
Okay.
Kenya. So these are groups like when you have a fundraising, those women will come and sell what they have, then they will raise that money for the project to contribute for the 25%. And it was mandatory for every community to have a community fundraising because it's also an equipment to you as a volunteer.
Yes.
You learn to fundraise because I've not fundraised
Before.
in Uganda.
Yeah.
But in Kenya, I did a fundraising.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it was a little bit good.
Was it the same
Even-
experience with
Yes,
you?
actually.
Even way
we had
beyond
the same.
that, we go to the pitch day, and pitch day is now a wave because you have to showcase what you have from your
So
community.
you're showing us opportunities
Yeah.
where we can promote
Opportunities.
literacy.
That's how we
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
So it's a good experience for us to have those fundraisings. Then also the saving skills that we have, saving skills,
So saving is also a part of
Part of
literacy.
literacy,
Yeah,
because it is not only to the community but to volunteers, because remember those topics are told to us during the was it in IST 2 or 1?
Yes.
In service
we have
training.
we have
Service
those
training,
trainings that because they teach
Fundraising.
you have to be financially stable as a volunteer for you to manage the service. Then after service, what are you going to do? So you have to have that financial literacy taught to you.
Absolutely.
Then you before
Even
you give
in
it to
this
the community,
digital age, how do you use
even
the
before you give it to the
opportunities?
community, it has to start with you.
Absolutely.
How you manage your finances as a volunteer in the community, which is a good thing for a volunteer in a community. Then to have some money even after service. So to me, that one stands out during my service. Yes.
Absolutely.
To add to what Muzamiru has shared about fundraising, I remember I figured it out how I would start it in a foreign country.
Yeah,
Mobilize people.
with the
But,
language.
yes, with the language, and I was lucky
But
enough.
what language were you using?
Ewe, the Ewe language.
Please greet us.
Our indoor, it's afternoon, so afternoon we say indoor, and you say, since you are two, I will say indo nami, then you respond
Please
indo.
greet us.
Indo nami.
Endonami.
No, like for you, respond indo, because you are many.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're one, I would say
Let's
indo.
get it.
Indo.
Vele kuku indo.
Indo.
Ah,
Okay.
yes.
Please
So,
go on with that.
So in regards to the fundraising, at first it was a challenge how I would start it in a foreign country with language issues. I worked closely with the leadership and to see, luckily the community had a system of how they fundraise money.
Okay,
and
already?
yes, luckily. So they normally collect money in that month of Easter. They have Easter season where they collect money.
Is it like a community group
They
or is it
for
like
the whole community.
Okay.
They collect money for the whole entire community, for development of the community.
wow?
Yeah,
that's
so
interesting. We should
that's
pick a
and
leaf
I
from
loved
that.
that community because before even would introduce to them the CorpsAfrica approach, they had it in mind.
Wow.
Yeah, so which made this work. So as communities are dynamic, you might fall in a community that is different, that is very hot.
Yeah.
The CorpsAfrica approach. So yeah, but it made my work easy. My presence was just to be there and be in the mango tree as I would observe
Yeah.
as they do the mobilizing, and we got
But
the
still, your
funds for the
presence
project.
made a
Yeah,
difference. Yeah.
true. My presence had to be around to ensure that, because it was our project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our
So I had
project.
to be
Yes.
there to ensure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
gets to that. Oh, to add onto the fundraising part. Now
Yes.
there's a point where money that collected got done wasn't enough because our project was it was costly. It's extended. It required more funds. Community contributed more funds than CorpsAfrica. Was it thrice? Because it was mechanized borehole and water storage facility. So now that's when the project team had to go back to the community to explain to them that the money isn't enough. They have to contribute more money. So they had to levy households to get more money. And at first there was some resistance. We collected this money. Did you eat it and all those things? But apparently the community understood. The project we are doing is mechanized borehole and water storage facility, which requires more funds. So, and it's their water. So the community had to, together with the community, we ensure that we get more funds from households. We levied them and they contributed. And successfully, I was able to finish my project.
Amazing. Congratulations. Yes.
Okay, to continue with the literacy thing, I think even us as CorpsAfrica volunteers within the community, because I see some of the volunteers, we go ahead and serve in schools. We go in schools and assist in teaching and empowering these schools.
That's nice.
Because you remember CorpsAfrica, the backbone is just like recruiting, like regardless of your profession. So what if how is given a chance is a teacher? How is that? And how is that someone is a teacher and they're given an opportunity to serve with CorpsAfrica? So once they go to the community, they look at how they can also empower themselves through the literacy of going to the schools and teaching, and also empowering more children within the community. And also as us volunteers, as we are in the community, we are role models. Because as you're moving around the community, there's someone looking at you and is appreciating what you do. Because I remember when I was in Bulega, after assisting the community to receive some aid from the Red Cross Society, that's when I had the appreciations from the community members really thanking me and appreciating the work that I did. So like I set a role model. I was a role model for the village. So within that, like it is.
They were calling you a certain name. Who was it?
There's a name that used to give chairman.
But again, actually, the communities give me a lot of names. But even in Kenya, I was given the name called Malete. And even Malete means someone who has been brought in.
Malete, like
Malete,
Bamulese,
like even my CBO that I formed, it was named after that name.
Chairman Muzamiru.
Community-based CBO, Malete Community CBO. Even our project, it was labeled that name before when I was leaving the community.
Transformative development.
So I think as CorpsAfrica volunteers, we are role models for other people to study in the forms of education, because CorpsAfrica does not just recruit anyone from anywhere, but it gives fresh graduates an opportunity. So that one is also a drive for the community to see, if I want to be there, I need to reach.
So you are a role model to the young people, even to the older people. They see that you embody that kind of thing.
So that's what we also give to the community.
Wow. I've enjoyed our conversations, because many times when you talk about literacy, it's reading and writing.
That's what,
but you have explored it.
VSLA, financial
financial literacy, communication, decision making, being able to have this knowledge and skills to build yourself wholly. And so I'm really grateful that you go in with the community with an open mind. What am I going to find there, and what skill do I have to work with the communities to see that they are able to address their challenges and get local solutions that work for them. And that is the essence of CorpsAfrica, locals helping locals. Yes. And so I hope that Malete is still there and it is thriving.
Malete continues moving, and up to now they are buying a filter machine for the sunflower oil.
Interesting.
So that they can actually sell the oil to the market.
Wow.
So I continue speaking to my host family and my community members. So they always send me pictures of their progress, the sunflower gardens and everything. So it is an amazing work in Kenya.
Amazing. Thank you guys. Well done.
Thank you.
So you have really contributed as CorpsAfrica volunteers. I see that you really contributed to literacy, even in the digital age. And you have enabled communities to tap into these digital spaces where they can enable communication, where they can improve their finance management, where they can improve their relations as they communicate with each other. And so it is amazing. There is so much to do.
I remember I used not to be a good public speaker, but per now,
Yeah,
I think,
you're flying.
yeah, I can really speak when I go to meetings or conferences. So it's a two-way. It is a two-way. It's not only for the community, but even the volunteer. Because at the end of the day, as you're empowering the other, you're also empowered.
Interesting.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being part of us, for sharing our space, hearing what the volunteers are doing. There is so much that young people can do when they're given an opportunity to contribute to our communities, to our society. Today we are celebrating International Literacy Day, and all of us have a role and contribution to play to promote literacy in the digital age. Until next time, this is Conversations with CorpsAfrica Volunteers.